Things you missed in the new Clarice CBS series. Hey there everyone, welcome to another video on streaming stars. Since Silence of the Lambs is having a comeback, thanks to the upcoming 30th anniversary, the availability of Hannibal on Netflix, and Anthony Hopkins earning Oscar buzz for The Father, we have to talk about Clarice, which is a recent addition to the ever-expanding universe of the Hannibal Lecter series. Keep watching to see some things that you missed in the show. In this new adaptation inspired by Thomas Harris's novels, viewers are treated to the untold story of Agent Starling's return to the field 1 year after the events which unfolded in Silence of the Lambs. Through the series, viewers got to see Clarice find her voice in the male-dominated world, with her complex psychological makeup serving as a source of empowerment. It also allows the writers to dive deeper into her past, including the family secrets that haunt her to this day. The new psychological crime drama was created by Alex Kurtzman and Jenny Lumet, and stars Australian actress Rebecca Breeds as the titular Clarice Starling. The new series takes many cues from the original Silence of the Lambs, even recreating the scene of the serial killer fashioning a suit from his victim's skin. But there are many more details from the original movie that you can spot in the series. Before we begin, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss out on anything. Alright, let's get into it. Iconic Hannibal quotes. The Silence of the Lambs is known for more than a few quotable moments, a few of which make appearances in Clarice. Often misattributed to The Silence of the Lambs is the iconic "Hello, Clarice," which Dr. Lecter actually only delivers in the 2001 sequel Hannibal. It's a clever nod to the iconic greeting and even manages to touch on yet another film in the Hannibal Lecter series. The show also references the quid pro quo established between Clarice and Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs during a session with her FBI-mandated therapist, referencing another well-known turn of phrase from the film. Parallels to Will Graham. Similar to Hannibal's Will Graham, Clarice is resistant to close examination of her psyche, preferring to deal with things in her own stride. This is the first of many similarities Clarice shares with Will as the two embark on similar journeys in coping with traumatic experiences. Both Will and Clarice deal with flashbacks and vivid nightmares, as well as other symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder. Will and Clarice also receive a lot of unwanted attention for the way they are able to solve cases. Both are said to have a reputation for catching killers, as well as possessing unique abilities to pick up on subtle and often more personal details. For Will, this manifests as an ability to empathize with murderers, whereas Clarice tends to notice important but subtle details about the victims. Buffalo's dog. Another character from The Silence of the Lambs appears in a slightly different role, Buffalo Bill's dog Precious. During a phone call between Clarice and a desperate Catherine Martin, Clarice hears a dog on the other end of the line. Though Catherine does not confirm it, audiences can see that the dog is the same as Buffalo's poodle Precious, who appears in flashbacks to Clarice's apprehension of Buffalo Bill. Familiar face. While the presence of characters from Silence of the Lambs in Clarice is less an Easter egg and more a narrative necessity, some characters who played a smaller role in the film make appearances in Clarice in seemingly larger parts. Ardelia Mapp, Clarice's roommate, reappears in the CBS series, now working with the United States Department of Justice. She continues in her role as Clarice's friend and confidant, but it seems possible she will become a larger part of the action of the case Clarice is working. Clarice's costuming. Her costuming in the series calls back to The Silence of the Lambs, featuring similar pieces of those worn by actress Jodie Foster. Most notably, Clarice's outfit of choice in the show includes a big green overcoat and a light blue scarf, which are nearly identical to those worn by Foster. Clarice can be seen in both the TV show and film wearing a necklace with several small metal beads, and her FBI Academy sweatshirt also features in both works, highlighting the desire for a sense of consistency between the two pieces despite the 30-year span between their respective releases. The National Tattler. The National Tattler is a mainstay in the world of Hannibal Lecter, a crime-centered tabloid run by Freddie Lowndes. She appears as a central supporting character in NBC's Hannibal, who has a deeply ambitious streak, causing her to often cross professional and personal boundaries. In Hannibal, Lowndes' tabloid is shortened to simply Tattlecrime, but it appears in Clarice with its original name and its original magazine format. Rather than target Will, of course, the National Tattler goes after Clarice in a slightly less vicious but equally as invasive way. Clarice won't be mentioning Hannibal Lecter. Due to a novel legal situation involving the rights to these characters, Clarice actually will not be mentioning or acknowledging the character of Hannibal at all. In a similar fashion, Fuller's Hannibal never noted the existence of Clarice as a character. The most significant reference to Hannibal Lecter tactfully avoids mention of the character's name, but leaves no ambiguity about whom it concerns. Clarice makes clever references to Dr. Lecter through the whole series without creating any tricky copyright claims, all while unequivocally communicating the identity of the absent yet all-important character. The Lotion Prank. There is an interesting in-world reference to the events of Buffalo Bill's murders that appear in Clarice. After arriving in Washington to consult on what looks to be another instance of serial murders, Clarice spends some time at her desk where she encounters an unpleasant surprise. When she reaches to open one of her desk drawers, her hand comes away coated in gel, and she finds a bottle of lotion in a small basket. This is, of course, a reference to another famous moment from Silence of the Lambs, but it is made in a self-referential way. The lotion was placed in Clarice's desk not as an ominous threat from a copycat killer, but as a prank from several men in the office who taunt her with references to Buffalo Bill's iconic quote,